What's going on, everybody? Mile High back with another video, and today I've got a TownHall 14 attack strategy for you guys. This is going to be a ground attack, and it's also going to be a spam style attack strategy. No thinking goes into this, really. You basically just spray and pray it. It is really strong, though. As you see, we're going to be bringing 6 ice golems and mass witches behind them. It's a pretty old school strategy, but instead of some of the other things we could do, like a royal champion charge, we're just going to be bringing 12 earthquakes to open up the base. Make this as simple as possible. I like running it with the troop launcher. You guys can use other things if you want. Obviously, the log launcher doesn't really make any sense because all the walls are already going to be open. But you could use the siege barracks. You could even use the battle drill if you wanted to. You could use a flame flinger to funnel aside. That's up to you guys. The equipments I'm running, again, these aren't completely necessary. You can change these to your liking. I'm using the electro boots and the rocket spear and the royal champion. I'm using the magic mirror and the healer puppet on the queen. I'm using the minion prince only because my king's upgrading. If you have your king, I would definitely use that. And earthquake boots and spiky ball or the giant gauntlet and the rage vial is what I'd be using on that. Then on the warden, we're using eternal tome and the rage gem. So without further ado, I'm going to hop into a friendly challenge and show you guys how this works. All right, so it's going to be a very, very simple setup. The very first thing I'm going to do is start off with my earthquakes. And because you don't have wall breakers, make sure you're opening that outside layer of walls. So we're going to start by quad quaking open probably a section like that. Quad quaking this section will open up a big part of the base as well. And then our last one right here. That'll pretty much give us access to the entire base. Basically every compartment will be open. So now all I'm going to do, it kind of depends on the base, but I like to drop an ice golem or two on each side, followed up by some witches just to set the funnel over here. So we'll do something like this on each side, or you could just drop them all in a line if you really wanted to. To be honest, it really doesn't make that big of a difference. And then once the funnel's set like that, all this stuff here should be gone. All this stuff here should be gone. And then we have a nice funnel. And like I said, all these walls on the inside will be open. So we'll get down the rest of our ice golems in the front. Then we follow that up with the witches. And then after the witches go down, then we're going to drop our warden, our queen, and our royal champion. And our, in this case, minion prince. But if you have the king, like I said, use that. And you do want to delay your troop launcher a little bit. And then you just sit back and relax. You can rage when it's in a good part of the base. I like to rage when I get near the town hall or a high damage compact area of the base. So without further ado, we're going to get rid of this drawing. We're going to press play now. We're going to try to execute that plan. So as you see, those 4 earthquakes opening up that outside. That big section is open. Unfortunately, we didn't get all the way into that inferno, but we did open the wall up top there. So as you see now, basically the entire base is open. I'm trying to look here. Yeah, every compartment on the base is open except for that one little compartment with just an archer tower in it. But obviously that doesn't make that big of a difference because we can just reach over the wall. So as you see in this case, I just dropped everything in a line and go through the middle. Like I said, you want to wait just a second to make sure your witches on the outside can get that funnel set because you want your heroes to go to the core. Basically, the witches and the ice golems are just here to provide tanking and distraction for your heroes to survive through the backside of the base. Unfortunately, our minion prince is getting targeted here, but like I said, it's the only air troop we have in the army, so there's nothing to tank for it. So unfortunately, its ability does get wasted, kind of shot off to the side. We do pull the ice golems from the clan castle down here to the bottom. I have my rocket spear active for my royal champion. She was sniping out defenses. She should be able to deal with those ice golems with absolutely no problem because she's out of range of all the defenses, which is really nice. You see now we do approach the town hall, so that's when I decided to drop that rage. We do have a couple yetis and a Valkyrie coming out of the troop launcher, so those provide a lot of extra support once you get into the town hall compartment. They do a good job. Those yetis can do a really good job taking out the town hall compartment. As you see, we still have our queen ability. Like I said, I'm using magic mirror and the healer puppet. I should have probably already popped her ability by now. I use it right now, just get us a little bit of extra firepower pushing through. Unfortunately, I do have a pretty low level magic mirror, so you see I only have 1 clone instead of 2, but it still really does add up damage and really help you clear through the backside of the base. We have a couple witches alive. Our royal champion survives. Our queen survives. Our warden survives. A nice crushing 3-star. As you see, we cruise through that base absolutely no problem, and it's a very simple attack. Let's go get into our second replay now. All right, on to replay number 2. This time we have 3 multi-inferno towers, so obviously that's ideal defensively to defend against these witches, but I'll show you it still does work out. We use all of our earthquakes first. We open up the entire base. We have access to all the compartments now. This time I'm going to use a couple of ice golems and some witches on each side to set that funnel first because I want to make sure I path my heroes all the way in. There's a lot of trash on the outside on these corners. So that's why I give it a little bit extra support on the outside just to make sure that stuff goes down. Our witches take out that cannon. Nice funnel set on the left. Funnel's getting broke off now on the right. We get all of our heroes into the core. I use a nice early warden ability as we approach into that multi-inferno and as we're getting hit by that eagle artillery. These witches down here should be able to deal with those ice golems out of the clan castle, no problem. I'm going to use my rocket spear for my royal champion because she's starting to surge forward. I don't want her to get out ahead of the troops and die. So I'll let her use her rocket spear now. She'll snipe out defenses, and then it'll allow some of the witches and the ice golems to surge farther forward and start protecting her again, which will keep her alive longer in the attack, obviously. So I'm waiting for these ice golems to go down and wear off here, and then I'll use my rage to get through this town hall compartment. We have one yeti out of the troop launcher and our royal champion there with a big pack of witches. I should be able to do the trick getting the town hall. Royal champion under rage melts that town hall. We have some support there as well from that yeti. Unfortunately, our witches do run forward right into the town hall poison and they end up going down. That was pretty unlucky. We have a big pack of witches at the top with a couple ice golems still alive. We used our queen's ability. The clone is about to wear off, but our queen's still full health. Our warden's still full health. Unfortunately, our healers transferred off of the queen and onto those two witches, which sucks. If they were on my queen right now, my queen would have absolutely no problem surging through this. She does take out the enemy queen, but she is going to go down to the enemy grand warden. Just really unfortunate there that my healers decided to transfer. We're going to 2x through this now. We just have a Tesla farm and about a half health grand warden to get through. We have a ton of witches still alive with our warden. And again, the healers now targeting the warden instead of keeping the witches alive. I don't know. The healers just have a mind of their own. They just heal random stuff. Let's go get into another replay. Alright, under replay number 3. Again, make sure you're earthquaking open that outside wall because you don't have wall breakers. So our next set in the core there. And now up here, will be able to give us access to the whole base now. I don't see any compartments that we don't have access to except for the two little compartments that have these archer towers in them. But like I said, it's one building just surrounded by walls, so it's not going to make a difference because we have heroes, we have witches, all can reach over the wall. So I would not worry about those compartments. So we're just going to surge in now. We just dropped everything in a nice line, which is going to help funnel all of our heroes in. As you see, I delayed my heroes a little bit. Used the troop launcher a little earlier this time. I honestly should have waited because the town hall is so far away. I should have delayed that troop launcher a little bit longer. That's on me. We're going to use the warden's ability. It'll help protect everything on this entry here. Again, we are pushing into double multi-inferno towers, which isn't ideal for us because obviously we have the witches. So I do shoot my dark orb ability from my mini prince and actually frost over both of them. So that was really nice placement on that. Really good timing. We got a big pack of troops pushing into the town hall compartment now. Our mini prince takes out that multi-inferno, which is clutch. So this town hall should go down no problem. I wish my troops would have split a little bit more so I didn't have so many troops that are going to pass through that town hall poison now. We should still be fine because like I said, the queen's still alive, RC's still alive, warden's still alive. We still have witches up at the top. We have one of the yetis out of our troop launcher up here as well. If that expo would go down to that, that would be really nice. And it does. Clutch. We do have a scatter shot up there, but I think we're still going to be fine. We popped the queen's magic mirror now. Get our healers out. We got a big pack of skeletons from these witches down here. Should be able to clear all that trash. Yeah, I don't think anything's going to be able to take our queen out, especially if our healers actually heal the queen instead of the warden. We'll see here. Our witches are going to take out that cannon, which is really nice. That takes a little bit of fire off the flank of our queen. I just need her to path into that scatter shot. Hopefully she does. Hopefully she doesn't go around the outside. I think she is going to go around the outside. Yeah, she does. So that was really unfortunate for us. So really the backside of this went about as bad as it possibly could have considering the circumstances, but she gets pulled back by some skeleton traps. Now that might have actually worked out in our favor. Our warden is going to go down here, but I think our queen will be perfectly fine with these healers still on her. Scatter shot needs to go down, and then all we have is 2 Teslas. So yeah, she should be able to get through here no problem. We're just going to 2x through, gets through the scatter shot, gets through the first Tesla, gets through the second Tesla. Now we just have a couple trash buildings left. Queen surges through the backside of the base. Like I said, most of the time your witches aren't going to survive. They're just there to provide tanking and distraction for your heroes to get your heroes to surge through the backside of the base. So it wasn't as close as it looked, but it was a lot closer than the other attacks. So I got one more replay, and I'm going to go hop into that now. Right into the final replay. This time we have single infernos. So this actually plays out better for us. If you see single infernos, this attack is much, much stronger than against multis, obviously. So we quad quake open that section now, quad quake open that big section, and we have access to pretty much the whole base. We don't really have access to these 2 air defense compartments, but that really doesn't matter. We do because these walls are open, but it's a long way around. Like I said, there's nothing in there. All it is a big dead area with just air defenses in it, so it's not going to end up making a difference, I wouldn't think. Because we have no air troops anyway outside of our minion prince. And I'm hoping I can keep the mini prince safe. I had to use an early warden ability there because our mini prince was taking a lot of damage. Must have pulled some seeking air mines. So we shoot our dark orb, which gets the town hall, gets 2 scatter shots, gets 4 expos. So that was actually really good timing on that mini prince. It's going to provide a lot of freezing in that core. We're going to drop our rage now, and I'm actually going to use my queen's magic mirror now to help tear through this high damage compartment here because we had the town hall and the scatter shots and 4 expos. We had a lot of incoming damage, so we wanted to get that extra clone from the queen out there and rage it up. So we tore through that core in a hurry. And we're surging through now. I'm just going to end up 2xing this now. Because we're surging through, and like I said, against those single infernos, we're not going to have much of a problem. Our witches down here do take out that warden. Our queen picks off the clan castle. Unfortunately, she is going to go down to that single inferno because we did lose all our witches down there. Look how many witches we still have up here. That's crazy. We still have our yeti. Both of our yetis actually alive from the troop launcher. We still have a giant from the troop launcher. Look at all these skeletons that are starting to build up because there's no multi-infernos to help keep them at bay. So they just keep spawning, and the single inferno obviously can't keep up. So they just keep tearing through. We do have a wizard tower back there, which might cause us a little bit of problem, but that's not going to be enough to stop our huge push. Unfortunately, our warden, again, goes down to the single inferno. I don't know how it managed to get targeted with all these skeletons. But as you see here, these skeletons should be able to keep this wizard tower pretty well distracted, and our witches should be able to take out the wizard tower no problem. And they do. Another nice 3-star, so we went 4 for 4 with this attack strategy. It is really fun, a really spammy, simple attack strategy that can work for any skill level. Works in war, works in multiplayer, you can use it anywhere. So let me know in the comments if you use this, how it works out for you guys. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys next time.